Hello there, and welcome to Deep Sleep Science. I'm so glad you found your way here. Whatever brought you to this quiet corner of the night, I'd like you to know that you've arrived somewhere safe, somewhere soft, somewhere your only task is to rest. Take a slow breath in and let it drift out, like mist leaving a still lake at dawn. Allow your shoulders to lower just a little. Allow your jaw to soften just a little. Allow your hands to rest, palms open or curled, whichever feels most like home tonight. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to carry. Outside your window, the world is busy doing what it always does. But here, inside this small circle of warm sound, time is permitted to slow. Each minute may stretch out, like a cat in the last patch of evening sun. Each thought you brought with you may set itself gently on a shelf, knowing you can return for it tomorrow if you wish. Tonight, you are simply allowed to be still. We'll wander together through one of the most quietly extraordinary places you already know, the dreaming mind. We'll speak softly of dreams and the subconscious, of those silver currents that flow beneath your waking thoughts, of the hidden gardens that bloom whenever your eyes finally close. There are no quizzes here, no facts to remember. Only soft ideas, drifting past like paper boats on a slow river. If this feels like a place you'd like to return to, you may quietly tap the like button, or follow the channel. Small kindnesses that help these calm voyages reach others searching for rest. But there is no need to do anything at all. You came here to sleep, and sleep is the only thing that matters now, so loosen your grip on the day. Let the pillow take the weight of your head, and let's begin this slow and soothing journey. Imagine, for a moment, that your mind is a vast and gentle sea. By day, the surface dances with sunlight, busy with little waves of thinking and doing. But beneath that bright skin of the water lies something deeper, slower, and far more ancient, a quiet world of soft currents, of glimmering shapes, of meanings that move without sound. That deeper place is where dreams are born. That deeper place is where we are going now, hand in hand, breath by breath, drifting downward through warm and welcoming water until the noise of the day fades into the softest hush, and the first quiet fact begins to bloom like a flower opening underwater. Every night as the sky pulls its dark velvet blanket across the world, your mind quietly opens a small wooden door you never knew existed. Behind it lies a vast inner country, lit by the soft silver of an inward moon. Scientists have long wondered at this country. They call it the dreaming mind. They have watched it shimmer on their soft glowing screens, like the light of distant lanterns drifting on a slow river. And what they have found is gentle and wondrous. The dreaming mind is not a stranger. It is you, in a softer dress, walking barefoot through your own deeper rooms. While your body rests beneath warm sheets, this quiet self goes wandering. It tends to old gardens. It rearranges the flowers of memory. It hums lullabies you do not consciously remember, in a language older than words. The word dream is itself a soft and ancient thing. Long, long ago, before electricity, before clocks, before the rush of busy days, our distant ancestors gathered around small fires in the hush of evening. They spoke of the visions they saw when they slept, calling them gifts from the night. In old northern tongues, the word once meant joy, or music, or gentle noise. So when you slip into a dream tonight, remember this. You are stepping into a tradition older than written letters, older than cities, older than nearly anything humans have made. You are joining a quiet choir of every sleeper who has ever lived. Their dreams have already drifted away, like petals on a wide and patient river, and soon yours will join them, soft and luminous, carried downstream toward morning by the same warm current that holds you now. Deep inside your sleeping head, there is a small almond-shaped place where dreams are gently mixed, like ingredients in a slow nighttime kitchen. Scientists call it the limbic system, but you may simply imagine a tiny moonlit pantry with shelves of feeling and memory all around. There the day's small impressions wait in soft glass jars. A laugh you heard, the color of a passing scarf. The smell of bread from a doorway. As you sleep, an unseen baker tends to these jars, choosing this one and that, blending them with stardust and old lullabies. From this slow, dreamy mixing, your night visions are kneaded and shaped. They rise like quiet bread in a warm oven. And by the time morning comes, the kitchen is tidy again, the shelves restocked, and only the faintest scent of dreaming lingers in the cool air. There is a stage of sleep called REM, where your eyes move softly beneath your eyelids, as though watching a play that only you can see. This is the great theater of dreams. The curtains there are made of silk that has never been touched by daylight. The seats are cushioned with feathers from imaginary birds, and the actors are versions of yourself, of people you've loved, of strangers whose faces were borrowed from a single glance on a busy street. While you sleep, they perform quiet stories without words, lit by the glow of an inner candle. Sometimes the play is funny. Sometimes it is tender. Sometimes it is so strange and beautiful that no waking language could describe it. But always, always, the audience is welcomed. The seat is warm, and the curtain rises gently, just for you. Beneath the stage of dreams, in a velvet darkness, runs a slow underground river the old thinkers called the subconscious. It is not loud. It does not demand your attention. It simply flows, carrying everything you have ever felt or noticed. Even the smallest things, the warmth of a stranger's smile, the shape of a leaf seen through a bus window, the sound of rain on a quiet evening. Some say this river never sleeps, even when you do. It keeps moving, polishing memories like smooth river stones, sorting them gently into little hidden coves. By morning, some of those stones rise to the surface as feelings you cannot quite explain. A soft mood, a passing tenderness, a song stuck in your head. These are gifts from the river beneath, whispering to the brighter you above. Long ago, a quiet thinker named Carl Jung sat in a study filled with old books and afternoon light. He listened day after day to people describe their dreams. And as he listened, he began to notice something gentle and astonishing. Across countries, across centuries, across languages, certain images appeared again and again. The wise old traveler, the hidden garden, the dark forest with a bright clearing, the warm hearth at the heart of a house. He came to believe that these images live in every human mind, like patterns sewn into a shared inner quilt. Tonight, when your dreams begin, you may meet some of them. They are not strangers. They are old companions stitched into you long before you were born, and they have come to keep you soft and quiet company through the slow, kind hours of the night. There is a tender thing scientists have noticed about dreaming. While you dream, much of your body is held in a soft, gentle stillness. Your muscles relax so completely that even the heaviest worries seem to set themselves down upon the floor. This kindness of the body is not an accident. It is your inner self, taking great care of you, so that the wandering mind may travel freely without disturbing the resting form. Imagine a small candle being carried carefully through a dim and beautiful house. The candle flame is your dreaming self. The house is your sleeping body. Each soft step is taken in hush, so the dreams may move from room to room without spilling a single drop of light. And when morning comes, the candle is set safely back in its dish, having lit every quiet hallway within you. Many of the world's most beautiful inventions began in the soft hush of a dream. A scientist once wandered through a sleeping vision of a snake biting its own tail, and woke with the shape of a great chemical ring in his mind. A musician heard, in the quiet of his pillow, a melody so tender that he rose to write it down before the morning erased it. A writer dreamed an entire creature into being and gave the world a story that has lasted for centuries. The dreaming mind, you see, is a gentle workshop. While the daytime self sleeps, Soft little hands tinker with ideas, weaving threads that wouldn't quite meet by day. So if you wake tomorrow with a small new thought, treat it kindly. It may have traveled far through the night, just to find you. You do not always remember your dreams, and that, too, is part of their kindness. Each morning, the bright light of waking lifts the silver mist of sleep, and most of the dreams quietly evaporate, like dew lifting off a meadow. The body feels they have done their work and lets them go. Some cultures imagine that forgotten dreams return to a shared dream sea, where they wait to be borrowed by another sleeper, in another country, on another night. So perhaps a dream you forget tonight will drift, soft and unseen, to comfort someone far away. And perhaps a soft dream coming to you now once belonged to a sleeper across the world, whose pillow it left at dawn. In this way, the dreaming mind is a vast and gentle network, woven of moonlight, breath, and shared silver thread. The eyes beneath your closed lids move in soft, deliberate patterns when you dream. Some old researchers wondered whether they were tracking the scenes of the dream itself, like a quiet camera following a slow story. Others believed the eyes were simply dancing in their own gentle rhythm, like little pools of water swayed by an unseen tide. Either way, there is something tender about it. Beneath your peaceful face, your eyes are taking part in a private show, watching gardens and shorelines and skies that no one else will ever see. They ask nothing of you, they only ask that you remain still, warm, and held. So let your eyelids stay heavy and soft. Let the small, quiet dance behind them happen without your worry. The night has the choreography. You may simply rest and let it move you onward. Many sleepers on certain nights dream of flying. They lift gently above rooftops, glide over silver rivers, brush their fingertips along the edges of sleeping clouds. Researchers say flying dreams may rise from the sense of weightlessness the body feels in deep rest, when even gravity seems to loosen its hold. The mind takes that quiet feeling and stitches it into wings. So if tonight you find yourself drifting above a moonlit meadow, do not be startled. Lean softly into the air. Let the breeze hum through your hair like a slow, kind song. Below you, fields will glow like quilted gold. Above you, stars will hang as if poured from a careful pitcher. There is no destination. There is no falling. There is only the gentle floating of a self that has, for one beautiful moment, forgotten the weight it usually carries. Beneath the surface of every dream, there is a tender quality scientists call emotional processing. Throughout the day, small feelings collect inside you, like raindrops gathering on a wide green leaf. By night, the dreaming mind tilts the leaf softly, letting the drops slide off into a warm, accepting earth. Worries soften. Joys deepen. Confusions are turned slowly, like stones, until their smoothest sides are found. You do not need to remember the dream for this gentle sorting to take place. The work happens quietly, like a gardener tending a sleeping bed of flowers. By morning, something inside you may feel a touch lighter, a touch clearer, though you cannot quite explain why. This is the dream's quiet kindness, taking the heaviness of yesterday into its soft hands, and returning it to you lighter, softer, ready for whatever tomorrow gently brings. In one stage of the night, your sleeping brain ripples with slow, wide waves, like a deep ocean rolling beneath a still horizon. Researchers call them delta waves, and they are the slowest waves a healthy mind ever makes. During this time, dreams grow quieter, simpler, more like soft mist than vivid scenes. The body uses these slow waves to tend to itself, repairing, soothing, settling. Imagine you're in a small wooden boat on a vast, dark, peaceful ocean. The boat rises and falls with each long swell, never tipping, never hurried. Above you, the night sky stretches with countless soft stars. Below you, the deep is calm and good. There is nothing to do but float, nothing to fear, nothing to chase. The slow waves carry you onward, gently, 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 while the deep, kind work of resting unfolds within you. There is a delicate moment, just as you slip from waking into sleeping, called the hypnagogic state. In that small twilight, your mind makes soft, drifting images, half thoughts, half pictures, like clouds changing shape on a quiet afternoon. You may see colors you can't quite name, faces that smile and dissolve, phrases that almost mean something, then melt away. Painters and poets have long loved this gentle threshold. They keep paper by the bed, hoping to catch one of its silver fish before it slips back into the deep. Tonight, you may pass through this place. If you do, hold nothing too tightly. Let each soft image drift in and drift out, like petals carried by a slow stream. There is no need to capture them. They are simply the kind, dreamy hands of sleep, reaching up to take your tired thoughts away. Throughout history, people have built small, beautiful traditions around their dreams. In some ancient temples, sleepers would lie on stone benches polished by centuries of soft cloths, hoping a dream would arrive with quiet guidance. In some mountain villages, families would tell their dreams over warm bowls in the morning, like small woven gifts unwrapped at the table. In other places, dreams were thought to be little messengers, carrying news from a kinder, slower world. None of these traditions ask the dreamer to do anything heroic, only to listen, only to receive, only to allow the night to speak in its own slow language. And so it is for you tonight. You do not need to interpret, you do not need to understand. You may simply be the warm, breathing place where the dream comes to rest, like a tired bird settling on a soft branch. Some scientists believe the dreaming mind is a quiet rehearsal hall. By night, it may try out small scenes, a difficult conversation, a gentle reunion, a quiet challenge, letting you live them in soft form first, so the waking world feels a little less sharp. Imagine a vast, dim theater inside you. The seats are empty, the stage is lit with a soft golden glow. Upon it, slow figures move through scenes drawn from the corners of your life, stitched together with imaginary thread. They speak in voices like wind through long grass. They move as if underwater. And though their stories may seem strange, their purpose is tender, to make tomorrow a little easier, a little softer, a little more familiar. So as you drift onward, picture that dim, kind theater. Picture the actors bowing softly. Picture the curtain falling, quiet as snow. Children, it is said, dream often of simple, moving things. A garden, a pet, a kind face from earlier in the day. As we grow older, the dreams grow more layered, like quilts with many small patches sewn together. A scene may borrow the wallpaper from a childhood room and the window from a recent cafe. A friend's voice may drift from a stranger's mouth. The dreaming mind is a great quiet seamstress, threading old and new fabrics into one warm covering. There is wisdom in this. Each night you are gently reminded that everything you have ever experienced still lives inside you, soft and held. Nothing is lost, nothing is unloved. Each moment finds its small place in the quilt. And tonight, that quilt drapes warmly over you, stitched by hours and years, keeping you safe in its careful, infinite seams. Lucid dreaming is the gentle art of knowing. Mid-dream, that one is dreaming. It is, the old explorers say, like becoming aware that one is reading a beautifully illustrated book, while still inside the book itself. The lucid dreamer does not need to leap or fly or do anything bold. They may simply stand at the corner of an imagined garden and notice how the petals are made of soft, glowing paper. They may turn their hand and watch the lines on their palm slowly rearrange. They may speak quietly to a passing dream creature, as one speaks to a kind stranger on a long train. Tonight, you do not need to seek lucid dreams. They come when they wish, on their own slow time. But it is sweet to know that this, too, is part of the country your sleep may visit. Some researchers have noticed that the dreaming mind seems to play with time, like a child stretching dough between two soft hands. A few seconds of dream may feel like a long, slow afternoon. An entire imagined journey may unfold in the space of a single breath. This is part of the dream's quiet magic. Time, in the night world, is no longer a strict schoolteacher with a watch. It is a gentle host, offering you as long as you need to wander each room. So while you sleep tonight, the night may pour you a generous measure of dreaming time, more than the clock outside seems to allow. There is no waste. There is no hurry. Whatever you experience there, you experience fully. And when morning comes, you may not remember the journey, but its softness will linger, like a long, kind afternoon. In quiet laboratories, scientists once placed soft sensors on volunteers' heads to listen to the music of their sleeping minds. What they heard was not silence, but a slow, beautiful symphony, different waves rising and falling like instruments in a hidden orchestra. There were the long, slow strings of deep sleep, the brighter, sweeter notes of REM. The little chimes of small awakenings quickly soothed. The whole night, they realized, sounded like a long lullaby, played from within. And tonight, your inner orchestra is tuning its instruments. The conductor steps onto the soft podium of your pillow. The first note rises, low and warm. The next follows, gentler still. You do not need to listen with your ears. You may simply let your body be the concert hall and let the slow, beautiful music play itself. While you rest in the very best seat of all, there is a soft, ancient idea that dreams have their own small geography. Mountains made of forgotten lullabies, forests where every leaf is a moment you once noticed but never named. Lakes whose waters reflect not your face, but the feeling you had when you last looked up at the stars. The dreaming traveler does not move with feet, they move with attention. They turn their gentle gaze, and the landscape rearranges to meet them. Tonight, this geography is open to you. You will not need a map. You will not need a destination. You will simply find yourself again and again in the right place at the right moment, like a leaf carried perfectly along the current of a slow brook. And every place you arrive at will be one that somehow was waiting just for you, holding a small lantern of welcome. Many sleepers dream sometimes of houses they have never lived in, yet feel deeply familiar. Long hallways, hidden rooms, stairs that descend into rooms full of soft golden light. Carl Jung once wrote, in his quiet way, that the house in dreams is often the house of the self. Each room a feeling, each door a memory, each window looking out onto a different season of one's own heart. So if tonight you wander down such a hallway, do not be afraid of what lies behind any door. Each room has been carefully prepared. Soft beds, lit lamps, books left open at the very page you wish to read. The house knows you are coming. The house has dusted its corners and aired its rooms in your honor. You are not a stranger here. You are the long-awaited guest, and also the gentle keeper of the keys. Sometimes the dreaming mind invents people who feel utterly real, though they have never existed in waking life. A grandmother in a green dress, baking quiet biscuits. A friend on a long, warm train ride. A traveler offering tea at the side of a path. Researchers have wondered at this. They believe such figures are gentle blends, pieces of many people, woven together by an inward kindness. They are not strangers. They are little gardens of every face you have ever met, planted into one new flower. So if you meet someone in a dream tonight, treat them as you would treat anyone met by candlelight. Speak softly. Smile gently. Let them hand you the small kindness they were sent to bring. Then let them go, like a paper boat slipping back into the night's tender, dark stream. There is a quiet phenomenon called dream incorporation, where small sounds from the waking world drift softly into the world of sleep. The hum of a fan becomes the wind in a far-off field. The rumble of a passing car becomes the distant rolling of a kind, gentle thunder. The tick of a clock becomes the patient step of an unseen, peaceful walker. The dreaming mind is generous. It does not push these small intrusions away. It welcomes them in, gives them a meaning, weaves them softly into the story of the night. So whatever sound passes near you now, your own slow breath, the hush of the room, the murmur of distant rain, your dreams will receive it kindly. Each sound will be turned into something belonging, something safe, something that gently helps you continue further into the warm, sleeping country. Your subconscious mind, scientists believe, is far older than your conscious one. It speaks in pictures rather than sentences, in feelings rather than facts, in symbols rather than schedules. It is the old grandparent of the inner family, sitting quietly by the fire, slowly knitting meaning from the day's loose yarn. By day, the busy young thinker in you takes charge, planning and deciding. But by night, the old one sets down their tea, picks up the long needles and begins to knit. Stitch by patient stitch, the day is turned into something warmer, softer, more wearable. By morning, the inner garment may not be fully finished, but a few more careful rows have been added. And though you may never see the work directly, you will feel it, gently around you, all through the kind and steady hours of tomorrow. In the soft science of dreams, there is a gentle word called consolidation. It means the night quietly gathers up the scattered moments of your day and tucks them into their proper drawers. A face you saw in the morning is folded with care. A small lesson learned at noon is placed beside its older companions. A feeling you brushed past in the afternoon is given its own soft cushion in a drawer of the heart. While this gentle tucking happens, you sleep undisturbed. You do not need to sort or label. You do not need to remember which drawer is which. The kind night librarian inside you knows exactly where each small thing belongs. By morning, the room of your mind will feel a little tidier, a little more spacious, as though invisible, careful hands have walked softly through it while you rested. There are dreams that come carrying small repeating patterns, like a familiar tune one hums without thinking, a path returned to, a house revisited, a particular feeling that appears, drifts away, and returns. The dreaming mind, it seems, sometimes likes to circle back, the way a gentle reader reopens a beloved book to the same warm chapter. There is no urgency in this returning. It is not a search. It is more like a slow walk through a garden one knows by heart, where the flowers nod hello and the gravel paths have learned the shape of your footsteps. If a familiar dream finds you tonight, greet it softly. Walk its quiet paths. Notice the small new petal where last there was none. The dream is not stuck. It is simply tending its old corner of you, the way one tends a long, beloved garden. Your subconscious is sometimes pictured as a wide, calm lake, lit from below by a gentle inner glow. On its surface float small lanterns, each carrying a feeling, a memory, a quiet wish. By day, the lanterns drift slowly, mostly out of sight. By night, as the wind of waking thoughts dies down, more of them rise into view. They glow softly across the water, each one warm, each one yours. You do not need to row out to any particular lantern. You only need to sit on the gentle shore of your own breathing, watching them shimmer and pass. Some will drift close. Some will drift far. Some will gather, then scatter, like patient fireflies. And as you watch, your eyelids will grow heavier, the lake will grow stiller, and the glow of so many small kindnesses will rock you slowly into sleep. Long ago, in old, dim libraries, scholars wrote careful books about the meaning of dreams. They spoke of falling, climbing, swimming, of birds, bridges, candles, doors. Yet the wisest of them often added, very softly, that no fixed meaning ever truly fits a dream. Each dreamer is their own quiet country, with weather and seasons no one else can know. Tonight, no one needs to interpret you. You do not need to interpret yourself. You may simply let the dream arrive in its own soft language, like a friend who speaks a beautiful tongue you only half understand, but whose tone is warm enough to comfort you all the same. Whatever the night sends, it sends with kindness. Whatever the imagery, it carries care. You are wrapped in the meaning, even if no waking word can ever quite hold it. Some dreams arrive in vivid color. Some arrive in soft black and white, Some arrive in tones that have no name in waking life, a kind of silver gold, a kind of rose blue colors. Only the night seems to hold in its small palette. Researchers have found that dream colors often match the dreamer's mood, like quiet flags raised by a gentle inner wind. Tonight you may walk through dreams whose colors you've never quite seen. Skies the shade of distant lullabies, fields the color of a kindness you once received. Lamps that glow in a hue made entirely of home. You do not need to remember any of these tones. The dreaming painter knows what they are doing. Each brushstroke is dipped in care. Each scene is arranged for your slow, gentle pleasure. You may simply walk softly through the gallery, hand in hand with rest. There is a small, rounded part of the sleeping brain called the pons, sitting quiet and round at the base of the head, like a sleeping pebble at the bottom of a still stream. It plays a soft role in REM dreams, sending up little signals that the dreaming mind weaves into stories. Imagine the pons as a tiny lantern keeper, tucked away in a small stone hut beneath the mountains of you. Each night, the keeper trims the wick, lights the flame, and sets the lantern in the window. By that small, steady glow, the dreams of the upper rooms find their way. You do not need to thank the keeper. You do not need to know their name. You only need to know that, somewhere inside you, a kind and constant flame is being tended, all through the quiet hours, just for the sake of your rest. In some dreams, water plays a leading role. Soft seas, slow rivers, wells deep enough to hold the moon. Old dream interpreters often felt that water in a dream resembled the subconscious itself, moving, mysterious, holding everything yet shaped by nothing. Tonight, if water finds you in your sleep, do not strain against its current. Let yourself float, like a leaf on a quiet pond. Let the water be warm. Let the surface shimmer like 1,000 small mirrors. Below you, the depths are kind. Above you, the sky is gentle. The water carries you, slow and unhurried, past banks of soft moss and reeds that whisper lullabies. You may not see where you are going, but you do not need to. The current knows. The current has known, since long before you were born, exactly where to take you next. Sometimes the subconscious sends up small symbols by day, a song stuck in your head, a word that won't leave your tongue, a feeling that visits without explanation. These are tiny letters from the deeper self, written in a slow picture language. Most days we are too busy to read them. But at night, when you finally rest, the deeper self picks up its quiet pen again and continues writing in a softer ink. The dreams are simply longer letters. By morning, most of the letters will already have been received, even if you do not consciously remember the words. They will have settled gently inside you, the way warm rain settles into thirsty earth. Tonight, you do not need to read every letter. You may simply rest and trust that the writing and the receiving are both happening kindly, both happening well. In ancient cultures, certain herbs and flowers were softly placed beneath pillows to invite sweet dreams. Mugwort, lavender, chamomile, rose petals dried in slow afternoon sunlight. The sleepers believed that the gentle scent would drift upward in the night, perfuming their inner gardens. Even now, science has whispered that certain calming aromas may indeed soothe the nervous system, easing the body deeper into rest. Tonight, you may not have any flowers under your pillow, but the imagination is itself a kind of fragrant garden. Picture, if you wish, a small bouquet of soft purple lavender placed near your head. Each silent breath releases its quiet perfume. Each exhale carries a little of your day's tension away. The dream you have tonight will perhaps smell faintly of that meadow, a sweet, sleepy scent, gentle as the hush of warm summer rain on stone. There is a soft, quiet, sleep-like state called the hypnopompic, the gentle threshold where dream becomes day. As the morning light begins to brush the curtain, the dreaming self slowly walks back across the small wooden bridge that separates the two worlds. Sometimes a small fragment of dream makes the journey too, A phrase, an image, a feeling like a leaf carried home in a tired traveler's pocket. This is why some mornings you wake with a tenderness or wonder you cannot quite explain. The night did not leave entirely. Its softness clings to you, like dew on the hem of a long dress. But that is for tomorrow morning. For now, you are still on the dreaming side of the bridge, deep in the kindly country, and you may stay as long as the night wishes to hold you here. Some scientists describe the subconscious as an enormous quiet library, with countless slow corridors and soft dim reading rooms. Every memory you have ever made is filed there, even the smallest. A particular shape of cloud, the way the kitchen smelled on a winter morning, the soft murmur of a half-heard song. By day, you may only walk through a few small aisles. By night, the librarian leaves the lamps burning low, and a different self of yours wanders freely. They run their hand along the spines of forgotten books. They open one at random, read a single line, smile, and move on. They do not need to remember. They are simply visiting. By morning, the books are tidy on their shelves again. The librarian wishes them a soft farewell, and you wake with the inner library quietly, beautifully, more loved than before. Some sleepers throughout history have recorded their dreams in small leather journals by the bedside. They wrote with sleepy hands by candlelight, capturing only fragments, only soft impressions. These journals, when read years later, often surprised them. The dreams had been speaking in slow, gentle patterns the dreamers had not noticed at the time. You do not need to keep such a journal. The night does not require you to remember. But it is sweet to know that the dreaming mind speaks in long, kind sentences, written across many nights, like a letter that takes a lifetime to arrive. Tonight is one small, beautiful page of that letter. You do not need to read what is being written. You may simply rest your head and let the gentle pen of your sleeping self continue its slow, lovely script across the soft paper of the night. In some studies, scientists have noticed that newborns spend much of their sleep in REM, the dreaming stage. They do not yet have memories to weave into stories. So what, the gentle researchers wondered, are these tiny sleepers dreaming about? Some believe they are simply soaking in feeling, the warmth of being held, the lullaby of a heartbeat, the soft glow of light through closed eyes. The dreaming mind, it seems, begins as a small, open vessel, slowly filling with the world's first kindness. Even now, deep within you, that earliest layer remains. Each night, when you sleep, a part of you returns to that simple, wordless place, being held, being warmed, being safe. You do not have to picture anything. You only have to know that the oldest, softest part of your dreaming has always existed and is rocking you even now. There is a phenomenon known as déjà rêvé, the soft sense that something happening now has been seen before. In a forgotten dream, it is a gentle wink from the subconscious, a quiet whisper that the deeper self has already walked this small piece of road. There is no need to explain it. There is no need to chase it. It is simply one of the soft poetries of being a dreaming creature. Tonight, perhaps, your sleeping self is tracing tiny paths that your waking self may someday walk. A future moment is being softly rehearsed. A small kindness is being prepared. You do not need to remember the details. You only need to trust that whatever you dream tonight, in some quiet way, is being lovingly arranged for your future ease, the way a kind host sets the table long before the guests arrive. Many cultures have pictured the dream world as a separate place one travels to, rather than something happening inside the head. In old stories, the soul was thought to slip out at night, on the back of a soft wind, to visit places it could not reach by day. Sometimes it climbed sleeping mountains, sometimes it walked beside long, silver rivers. Sometimes it drifted through ancestor villages, sharing slow, quiet meals with those it loved long ago. Whether or not these old stories are literally so, they hold a soft wisdom. Sleep is a kind of journey. The body stays in its bed, but something within you travels far, gathering small treasures it brings back at dawn. You do not need to understand this journey. You only need to trust the soft wind that has come for you tonight, gently lifting you, gently carrying you onward. The sleeping brain, scientists have observed, sometimes rehearses small movements, tiny twitches of the fingers or feet, like an orchestra warming up its instruments before a concert. These soft movements are usually held back from the dreaming body, but the inner musicians still gently practice. Imagine a quiet rehearsal hall behind your eyes. The strings tune softly. The flutes hum. The drummer taps their fingers on the rim of the drum. None of this disturbs the listener. It is simply care, taking place in a gentle, dim space, so that tomorrow, when you walk through the world again, the music of your movements will be smooth and soft. You do not need to attend this rehearsal. You only need to know it is happening, deep beneath your stillness, a tender preparation for the small dance of another good day. In many old stories, dreams were thought to come from gentle messengers, small winged figures who carried images on the tips of their feathers. They would alight by a sleeper's pillow, dust the dreams softly into the air, and slip away again before the morning. Whether or not such messengers truly visit, there is something kind in imagining them tonight. Picture a small, soft-feathered creature standing quietly near your head, holding a tiny basket of dreams. Each one is tender, each one is yours alone. They lift one out, place it in the air above you, and let it slowly drift downward, like a snowflake of meaning. Another follows, and another. There is no rush. There is enough time in the night for every soft feather to settle, every small image to arrive, every kind dream to find the warm, listening ground of your rest. Researchers studying the brain have found that during REM sleep, certain regions linked to deep feeling become especially active, while regions tied to strict logic grow softer and quieter. This is why dreams can feel so emotional yet so wonderfully strange. The dreaming self does not insist that things make sense. It only asks that they be felt. A teacup may be the size of a moon and feel exactly right. A street may turn into a stream and feel completely natural. The strict daytime ruler steps aside, and a softer, kinder ruler takes the throne, one who governs by tenderness rather than by reason. Tonight, you may visit a country governed by that softer ruler. Whatever happens there will simply feel, and that feeling alone will be enough. There will be no test. There will be no grade. Only soft, accepting wonder. There is a lovely word from Old English, swef. It once meant dream, but also gentle sleep, and even vision. The same word held all three. This tells us something about how our ancestors saw the night. They did not separate sleep from dream from vision the way we sometimes do to them. All of it was one soft river, flowing through the small, dark hours, carrying its travelers gently toward dawn. Tonight, you are stepping into that ancient river. Each soft breath is a slow stroke of the oar. Each blink of your closing eyes is a small ripple. Around you flow centuries of sleepers, all carried by the same warm current. You are not alone in this old kind voyage. You are joining a quiet, loving fleet, lit by countless small lanterns, drifting steadily, peacefully, beautifully toward the soft golden shores of morning. Some dreamers report a soft, slow phenomenon called false awakening, dreaming that one has woken up, performed a small task, perhaps made tea or walked to the window, only to truly wake later and realize all of it was still part of the dream. There is something tender about this. The dreaming mind sometimes builds rooms that feel exactly like home, just to give you the comfort of being there. Tonight, if such a soft layering happens, do not be confused. You are simply being held in extra rooms of rest. You may make imagined tea in an imagined kitchen. You may sit at an imagined window watching imagined snow. None of it needs to be real. All of it can be lovely. The dream is generous, the dream is patient, and there is enough quiet time within it for as many tender mornings as you need. The subconscious, soft thinkers say, often speaks in pairs of opposites, light and dark, high and low, old and new. By weaving these pairs into dreams, it gently teaches the heart that opposites are not enemies. They are companions, like the two banks of a single river. The dreamer who walks between them may begin to feel held by both. Tonight, your dreams may carry such pairs: a bright field beside a quiet wood, a small old house beside a wide new sky, a familiar voice beside an unknown song. You do not need to choose between them. You may simply rest in the soft place where they meet, like the still surface of a river that joins both shores. There, all opposites soften. There, you are gently reminded that everything in you, every part, has its place in the gentle whole. There is a quiet circuit in the brain called the default mode network. When we are not focused on the busy outer world, lights up softly, as if turning inward. Daydreams are born here. So, perhaps, are some kinds of night dreams. It is the gentle inward gaze of the mind, the slow turning of attention toward its own kind interior. Imagine a small, glowing orb deep within you, lit not by outside light, but by your own warm presence. When you close your eyes tonight, that orb shines a little brighter. It illuminates the inner halls. It softens the corners of memory. It welcomes images home. You do not need to do anything. The light is steady. The light is kind. The light is patient with everything you bring to it. And by its glow, your sleep finds its slow, beautiful path forward. Sometimes the dreaming mind invents small, beautiful objects that exist nowhere else. A book whose pages turn into petals. A clock with no hands but a soft hum. A key that is shaped like a lullaby. These are not mistakes. They are gentle creations of the inner artist, who is freer at night than the daytime self could ever imagine. Tonight, perhaps, such a small invention will appear in your dream. You may hold it for a moment in your dreaming hands. You may feel its impossible texture. You may smile at its quiet beauty. Then, when the dream moves on, the small object will slip from your hands, like a seed returning to the soil of imagination. There it waits. It does not need to be remembered. It only needs to know it was once, briefly, lovingly, held by you. There is a kind, recurring image in many dreams across the world. A small light in the distance. A lantern. A window glowing in a far-off house. A campfire flickering at the edge of a wide meadow. Old thinkers believed this image often represents the inner self, the gentle, warm part of you that is always glowing, even when waking life feels dim. So if you find yourself, tonight, walking through a soft, dim landscape, look for the little light. It is there. It is always there. It does not ask you to hurry toward it. It only wants you to know you are not lost. Whatever quiet country you wander through tonight, that small, kind glow is keeping watch over you. And inside, beneath your sleeping skin, an answering light is shining quietly back, as it always has, as it always will. Many of the world's softest poets believed the dreaming mind was a kind of poet itself, weaving images that ordinary words could never reach. While the daytime mind speaks in sentences, the night mind speaks in pictures, in feelings, in slow unfolding scenes. It strings metaphors together like beads on an inner string, each one warm and luminous. Tonight you are entering that gentle, poetic tongue. The grammar is feeling, the punctuation is silence, the meanings ripple beneath the surface, like soft fish beneath a still pond. You do not need to translate anything. You only need to listen, the way one listens to music in a language one does not know, letting the melody itself become the meaning, letting the soft rise and fall carry you somewhere wordless and good. And the longer you listen, the deeper your sleep grows, slow, warm, unhurried. There is a quiet kind of dream researchers call hypnagogic imagery. The soft visions that bloom just as sleep begins to take you. They arrive without effort, like fireflies rising from a meadow at dusk, a face you almost recognize, a staircase made of pale stone, a garden you have never seen, yet somehow remember, These small visions are the gentle handshake between your waking and sleeping selves, a slow trading of places. The day self quietly bows. The dream self softly steps forward. Tonight, you may see one or two of these little fireflies before sleep fully takes you. You do not need to follow any of them. You only need to watch them rise, glow, and drift on, knowing each one is a small messenger, telling you that the deeper rest is opening its kind, soft arms ready to receive you completely. Long ago, ancient healers in stone temples invited tired travelers to sleep within their walls, hoping the dreams would bring quiet guidance. The stone was cool, the lamps were dim, the air smelled faintly of olive oil and old prayers. Sleepers would lie down with no expectation, only the soft willingness to listen. Many woke with feelings of warmth, of being gently held, of having been visited by something kind. You do not need a temple tonight. Your bed is its own small sanctuary. The walls around you are stone enough. The hush of your room is sacred enough. The pillow beneath your head is softer than any ancient stone bench could ever be. And whatever guidance the night wishes to send you, it will arrive in the same gentle way it has arrived for sleepers across centuries, quiet, kind, and asking nothing in return. Some scientists believe that dreams help the brain practice noticing patterns, gently linking small things in new and creative ways. Imagine a soft inner studio where a quiet artist works late at night. The artist takes the day's loose threads, a passing thought, a small memory, a fleeting feeling, and lays them gently on a wide wooden table. Then slowly, they begin to weave. They do not hurry. They follow no strict design. Where two threads seem to belong together, they let them meet. Where a knot must be untied, they untie it kindly. By morning, a small new patch of weaving is finished, soft and warm. You may never see it directly, but somewhere inside you, the inner cloth has grown a little richer, its colors a little more harmonized, ready to keep you gently, beautifully covered through tomorrow. There is a tender phrase old dream thinkers used, the wisdom of sleep. They believed the night holds a slow knowing that the busy day cannot hold. Beneath your closed eyes, that wisdom is at work, softly tending to you. It does not lecture. It does not insist. It simply settles into the small, sore corners of you and whispers a gentle hush. To worries, it says, rest now. To memories, it says, you are safe here. To the body, it says, you have done enough. To the heart, it says, you are loved. Tonight, you do not need to listen for these whispers. They speak in a language softer than thought. You only need to be still enough to be reached. And lying here, breathing slowly, you are already exactly that, a quiet, listening place where the wisdom of sleep can do its kindly work. In some traditions, the dream world is pictured as a soft garden behind a small hidden gate. The gate has no lock, only a gentle latch that opens when one is truly ready to rest. Beyond it lies a path lined with quiet flowers. Some glow softly, some hum tiny lullabies, some simply nod like old friends greeting your return. The path winds slowly, never steeply, never sharply, always leading deeper into the gentle interior of the garden. Tonight, your hand has already found the latch. It opens at your touch. You step through into a place where every breath is welcomed, every footstep softened, every heartbeat eased. The garden closes its kind gate behind you, not to keep you in, but simply to remind you that here nothing of the busy outer day is needed, only your slow, soft presence, only your rest. There is a delicate phenomenon called dream lag, where small experiences from a few days ago are more likely to appear in dreams than those from yesterday. The dreaming mind seems to wait kindly before weaving recent moments into its slow tapestry. It lets them rest first, like fresh herbs drying gently before being used. Tonight, perhaps, an image from earlier this week will softly visit your dreams, a passing glance, a small kindness, a feeling you barely noticed. The night will treat it with great care. It will hold the small moment up to the lantern of your inner self, turning it slowly, finding its quiet beauty. By morning, that moment will rest a little more peacefully inside you. And the next moment of your week, the very smallest one, is already being saved in soft, drying paper, awaiting its gentle turn. Some dreams glide along like wide, slow rivers. Others arrive as small, stitched quilts of unrelated scenes. Researchers describe these stitched dreams as associative, the mind softly hopping from one image to another, following the trail of feeling rather than logic. A meadow may turn into a kitchen into an ocean into the inside of a quiet, sunlit room. There is no need for the path to make sense. The only thread is the warmth of the dreamer's heart, gently leading the way. Tonight your dreaming feet may step from scene to scene like that, one soft hop after another, each landing kind. You will not stumble, you will not fall. Each new place will catch you. The way still pond water gently catches a drifting petal, without question, without hurry, with quiet, perfect welcome. The pineal gland, a tiny pinecone-shaped structure deep in the brain, has long fascinated thinkers. Some old philosophers called it the seat of the soul. Today, scientists know it helps regulate sleep through a soft hormone called melatonin, which rises with the evening like a gentle inner moon. As darkness falls, this small inner moon brightens, washing the body in a soft, quiet light that draws you gradually towards sleep. Tonight, that inward moon is already rising. You can feel it in the slow heaviness of your eyelids, the soft warmth in your chest, the way your breath has become longer and kinder. Imagine a tiny silver light glowing softly behind your forehead, easing every busy thought into stillness. The little moon is rising. The tide of sleep is coming in. And you, quiet sleeper, are the safe shore receiving its gentle waters. There is a beautiful idea that the subconscious mind communicates through stories rather than statements. A worry becomes a small dragon at the edge of a forest. A hope becomes a bright bird circling a high tower. A grief becomes a slow, kind river running past an old stone bridge. The dreaming self speaks this picture language because it is older, softer, and more honest than waking words. Tonight your subconscious may tell you a story. You will not need to translate it. You will simply walk through it like a child walking through a beautifully illustrated book. Each page will turn on its own. Each scene will unfold at its own slow pace. And though you may not remember the tale by morning, something in you will have heard it, understood it gently, and tucked its meaning away in a warm pocket of your heart. Some scientists describe dreaming as a kind of inner playground for the mind, where ideas may swing softly, tumble safely, and run freely in ways the careful daytime self does not allow. Inhibitions soften. Imagination stretches. The mind becomes a quiet child again, with grass-stained knees and a sky full of slow, kind clouds. There is no homework, there is no schedule, there is only the gentle joy of being small and curious in a world that is, just for a few hours, made entirely of softness. Tonight, you are returning to that inward playground. Whatever your dreams bring, kites, swings, tall grass, distant laughter, they are simply the sweet expressions of an inner childhood that never truly left you. You are allowed here to be small again, and held and cared for by the very oldest, kindest part of yourself. There is a quiet wonder in the way dreams sometimes weave music, a soft melody you have never heard, yet which feels older than memory. A voice that hums beside you in a language no one speaks, yet which you somehow understand. Some musicians say their best songs were first heard in dreams, drifting up from the deep like soft seabirds finding land. Tonight, perhaps, your dreams will carry a melody too. You will not need to learn it. You will not need to remember it. You may simply let it move through you, the way a slow breeze moves through tall grass, and let your inner field bend gently with its rhythm. By morning, the melody may be gone, but its kindness will linger inside you, the way a long, beautiful evening lingers in the air after the lamps have all been gently put out. Old dreamkeepers used to speak of threshold dreams, the special dreams that arrive at moments of change in one's life. They believed such dreams come bearing soft gifts, like quiet travelers leaving small parcels on a doorstep. The dreamer might receive an image of a long road, a kind face, a single bright window in the distance. The gift is not loud. The gift is not urgent. It only asks to be received and gently held. Tonight, every sleep is in some small way a threshold. Each evening you cross from one day into another, slipping briefly through the soft hands of the night. Whatever small parcel your dream sets on the doorstep of your heart, you may simply let it rest there. By the morning you may not see the parcel itself, but its soft contents will already have been tenderly placed inside you. In studies of sleeping animals, gentle scientists have observed that many creatures seem to dream as well. Cats twitch their soft paws as if chasing something far away. Dogs let small dreaming sounds rise from their throats. Even small birds perched in their cages sometimes ruffle their feathers in their sleep, as if remembering the wind. The dreaming mind, it seems, is not only a human treasure, it is a quiet gift shared across countless living hearts. Imagine all the sleeping creatures of the world tonight. Pets curled by warm fires, wild deer settled in mossy hollows, birds nesting in slow, dark trees, each one carrying its own small dream, glowing softly within. You are one of those quiet, glowing lives tonight. You are part of that great, gentle field of sleeping hearts, all dreaming together, warming the earth itself with their soft, dreaming light. Some dreams come in soft repetitions, each version a little gentler than the last, like waves smoothing a stone. Researchers have wondered why this happens and have suggested that the mind may be returning to a tender moment to soften it, to round its sharp edges, to wash it kindly with warm sleep water. Each repetition wears away a little of the unease, leaving the moment polished and lighter. Tonight, if a familiar dream returns, you may meet it differently. You may find that something which once felt heavy now feels smoother. Something which once seemed sharp now feels rounded. The night is patient. The night does not mind returning again and again to whatever needs gentle smoothing. You do not need to do this work. You only need to allow it, to let yourself rest in the slow, kind tide of sleep that does the polishing for you. The word imagination shares deep roots with the word image. Both come from old languages where the meaning was simply picture or likeness. The dreaming mind is, at its softest, an imagining mind, a quiet inner painter who works in pictures rather than words. By day, this painter must wait their turn. By night, they finally take up the long-handled brush. Their colors are mood, their canvas is closed eyelids, their light source is the inner glow of your own warm being. They do not paint to please anyone. They do not paint for fame or praise. They paint quietly, slowly, only for you, because you are the small, beloved gallery they have known all their life. Tonight, the brush dips softly into a kind hue. The first quiet stroke begins, and another beautiful private painting starts to bloom upon you. There is a wonder, scientists note, in how the sleeping brain protects itself with a soft drape of stillness. During REM sleep, the body becomes very gently held, almost like being wrapped in invisible silk, so that the dreams cannot accidentally make the muscles move. This careful weaving keeps both your dreaming self and your sleeping body safe. It is a quiet kindness, repeated in you every single night. Imagine a slow, attentive weaver inside you, drawing soft silver thread around your limbs as you slip into REM. They do not bind you tightly, they wrap you with the lightness of mist. By the time the dreaming begins, you are already swaddled in this soft, invisible blanket, free to wander as far as you wish in your imagination, while your body rests, safe, still, and quietly, beautifully cared for, all the way until morning. Some dreamers find themselves on certain nights, in vast and luminous spaces, a high golden hall, a wide field beneath endless stars, a sky-blue room with no edges. Old thinkers called these expansive dreams and felt they were small windows the inner self opens to remind you that you are far more spacious than the small corners of daily life. Tonight, you may find yourself in such a wide, kind place. Stand quietly if you do, breathe softly. Let your dreaming eyes follow the soft horizon. You will feel, for one timeless moment, the great quiet roominess of your own being. The silent, generous space that has always been inside you, beneath every thought, beneath every worry, beneath every busy day. And after that gentle reminder, the dream may move on, leaving its calm sense of room behind. like sunlight on a long wall. In old folk tales, certain dreams were thought to be true dreams, gentle messages from a kindly elsewhere. The teller would wake softly and feel that something important had been whispered, even if the words were already gone. Many cultures have honored such dreams with quiet rituals, like writing them down by candlelight or speaking them softly into the morning air. Tonight, you do not need to expect a true dream. The night does not give them on schedule, but it is beautiful to remember that. Even if you do not call them true dreams, every dream carries some small offering. Some bring rest, some bring play, some bring quiet healing. None come empty-handed. They are all small visitors at the door of your sleeping heart, each one carrying a soft gift wrapped in dim, beautiful paper, set down for you alone. There is a soft layer of sleep called Stage 2, in which the brain produces small bursts of activity called sleep spindles. They flicker quietly through the night, like little silver fish darting through dark, calm water. Researchers believe these soft bursts help protect your sleep from waking, gently smoothing over small noises that might otherwise disturb you. Imagine tonight that the depths of your mind are a still, dim lake, and these tiny silver fish are circling kindly around the edges, swimming in graceful, protective patterns. Every small sound from the outside world is met by their gentle motion and quietly absorbed into the soft water. You may simply float at the center, floating effortlessly, supported by the lake's deep, warm body. The fish swim, the water holds. The night protects you, and you are kept safe and undisturbed in the soft, tender keep of sleep. Some dreams give us flying. Some give us deep waters. Some give us slow walks through gentle towns we have never seen, yet feel we have always known. Researchers have wondered whether the dreaming mind borrows its towns from buildings half noticed in waking life, blending them with imagined details until they feel both new and familiar. Tonight, perhaps your dream will lead you down such a soft, unknown street. The cobblestones may be warm beneath your feet. The shutters of small houses may be painted in colors that exist only here. A faint music may drift from a distant doorway. You will not need to find any address. You will simply stroll, slowly, slowly, breathing the quiet air, feeling somehow at home among strangers, kept safe by the very soul of the dream itself, who knows every imagined corner by heart. There is a small, wide phenomenon called the Tetris effect, where a task or pattern from waking life echoes softly into early sleep. After many hours doing one thing, the brain may rehearse it gently in the threshold of dreams. Some find this soothing, like the soft replay of a favorite song. The mind, it seems, is simply tucking the day into its quiet drawer. Tonight, if any small echo of your day drifts behind your closing eyes, do not be troubled. It is only your inner caretaker, folding the day into its proper shape. You do not need to help. You do not need to attend. You may simply let the folding happen, knowing that, beneath the folding, the deeper dreaming will soon arrive, softer, freer, untouched by chores. And tomorrow, your day will be ready for you, neatly placed, like a clean, warm garment drawn from a quiet drawer. Old poets wrote, in soft and reverent ink, that sleep is the sister of death, and yet they meant this kindly. They saw both as quiet pauses, gentle silences in the long song of being. But unlike that other sister, sleep returns you, again and again, to the morning. It is the kinder twin, the soft companion who bends low to whisper, "Rest now, you will return." Tonight, you are in the soft hands of this kinder twin. She will hold your forehead with her cool, gentle palm. She will smooth your worries, the way one smooths the hair of a tired child. She will sing, in a voice older than any human voice, the lullaby of breath and stillness. And in the morning, when she releases you into the dawn, you will rise lighter, kinder, and quietly more yourself than before. There is a gentle word in some old languages, threshold, meaning the small wooden strip beneath a doorway that one steps over when entering a home. The night, in many ways, is full of soft thresholds, From wake to drowsy, from drowsy to sleep, from sleep to dream, from dream to deeper dream. Each is a small wooden strip beneath an inner doorway, and you have already crossed several tonight. With each step, the room beyond grows quieter. With each step, the air becomes softer. With each step, the cares of the outer world fall away like cloaks left at each threshold. By the time you reach the innermost room of sleep, you carry nothing. You arrive empty-handed, light as breath, ready to be filled with the slow, gentle warmth that has always lived in the deepest, softest part of you. Some scientists who study dreams use a quiet phrase, the continuity hypothesis. It suggests that dreams reflect the same themes as waking life, only painted in softer colors and stranger shapes. In other words, your dreaming self is still you, still the same heart, still the same kindness, still the same quiet curiosity. Only the language has changed, like a familiar voice speaking in a beautiful inner song. There is comfort in this thought. The you that walks through dreams is not a stranger. It is a softer version of yourself set free for a few hours to wander in inner gardens. Tonight, however far that softer self may travel, it carries your same warm heart with it. And by morning, when it slips back, it returns the heart slightly more rested, slightly more spacious, slightly more ready to love whatever the new day quietly brings. In the soft mathematics of sleep, scientists have noticed gentle cycles, each lasting roughly 90 minutes. These cycles roll through your night like slow, kind waves, each one carrying you from light sleep into deeper rest, then up again, into the soft realm of dreams. You ride these waves over and over, like a small, well-loved boat in a wide, dark, patient sea. Tonight, the first wave is already lifting you. You can feel it in the deepening of your breath. Each next wave will be softer than the last. Each will hold you a little longer in its gentle palm. You do not need to count them. You do not need to mark them. You may simply let yourself rise and settle, in the slow rhythm of the night tide, until morning, somewhere very far away, finally tilts the sea toward dawn. There is a soft phrase in old psychology, the inner child. It refers to the gentle younger self that still lives somewhere within each of us, curled in a small inner room, holding their favorite things. The dreaming mind sometimes visits this small one, bringing them soft gifts, a remembered song, a familiar smell, a feeling of being held. Tonight, perhaps, the inner child within you will be visited. Imagine a small lamp lighting a soft inner room. The little one looks up from their quiet play, smiling at the sound of the dream's gentle knock. They are welcomed, they are loved, they are no longer alone with their old small worries. The dream sits beside them, hands them a warm cup, listens with its full kind attention. And as you sleep, your whole self grows softer, simply because that small inner one has been seen. The brain, scientists have observed, sometimes prunes away the smaller, less needed details of the day during sleep, like a careful gardener trimming small leaves so the larger blossoms can flourish. By morning, the inner garden is a little tidier. The mind feels a touch lighter. The day's smaller anxieties have been gently pruned. You do not see this work happening. You only feel its quiet result. Imagine a soft, slow gardener walking through your inner garden tonight, carrying a tiny pair of silver shears. They snip very gently. They never cut anything you truly need. They simply ease the small faded leaves from the stems, letting them fall onto the soft earth, where they will become tomorrow's quiet soil. The gardener hums an old kind tune as they work, and you sleep on, sweetly, beneath their careful, loving care. Some sleep researchers have discovered that the brain, while dreaming, treats imagined movement almost as if it were real. The small inner pathways that handle running, walking, dancing, all light up softly, even though the body lies still. So if your dream takes you running through tall grass, your mind is, in a quiet way, truly running. If it takes you dancing across a soft moonlit floor, you are in a soft way, truly dancing. There is no tiredness in this kind of motion, no sweat, no effort, only the soft inner joy of moving freely, without weight, without distance. Tonight, perhaps, your dream will let you run, fly, glide, or dance. And even though your body remains still, some kinder part of you is exercising in the meadow of dreams, returning to your morning self lighter, softer, quietly happier. Many great thinkers throughout history have kept a small ritual of sleep. Some loved long evening walks before bed. Some sipped warm milk by an old window. Some read soft, slow books beneath a single low lamp. They knew that sleep is a gentle visitor who comes more readily when the home is quietly prepared. Tonight, your bed has been prepared simply by your willingness to lie down. Your room has been blessed simply by your soft breathing. Your mind has been welcomed into evening simply by your slow listening. You have done all that needed doing. The visitor has already arrived, sat down at the soft table of you, and is unfastening their cloak. Their lantern is set on the windowsill of your sleeping self. Their soft slippers rest near the doorway. Sleep is here, and sleep is staying, all through the long, kind night. There is a quiet idea in some traditions that dreams may be small ways the soul stretches itself, the way a long sleeper stretches their limbs upon waking. By night, freed from the small shoes of waking life, the inner self stretches into wider shapes. It walks farther. It floats higher. It lingers in places no schedule could allow. By morning, it folds itself softly back into your body, like a long, beautiful shawl folded into a small drawer. Tonight, your inner self is unfolding. It does not need to plan its journey. It will simply move where the soft currents lead. And whatever shape it takes, however far it stretches, it always returns, every morning, gently, completely, into the soft, warm room of you. You are the safe home. You are the welcoming threshold. You are the place to which everything in you always comes home. There is a slow phrase old healers used, sleeping on it. Even now, scientists have shown that problems often soften overnight. The dreaming mind seems to turn the problem in its hands, gently, kindly, looking at it from every quiet angle. By morning, what once seemed knotted may have loosened, like a tangled string laid in warm water. Tonight, if you brought any small tangle to your pillow, you may set it down on the soft bedside table of the night. The slow, careful hands of dream will reach for it. They will not yank or pull. They will simply turn it, slowly, slowly, until the natural ease of the string finds its own way. You do not need to watch. You do not need to help. By morning, something inside you may already feel a little freer, a little more open, a little more gently at peace. In some studies, soft music played near sleeping listeners has been shown to influence the gentle mood of their dreams. A slow lullaby may bring softer images. A warm classical piece may bring more harmonious scenes. Even silence itself, if chosen with care, may bring a deep, spacious calm. The dreaming mind listens even when the waking ears do not. Tonight, whatever quiet sound surrounds you, perhaps the slow rhythm of these words, perhaps the hush of your room is being woven softly into your dreams. They will be tender dreams. They will be slow dreams. They will be the kind of dreams that feel like settling into a warm chair beside an open window in late spring. You do not need to choose them. They are already gathering, ready to greet you, made gently from the soft sounds of your safe surroundings. There is an old word that means both to dream and to weave in certain languages. Our long ago ancestors saw dreaming as a kind of soft weaving, a gentle threading of meaning from the loose fibers of life. Each night, an unseen loom inside us hums into motion. The threads are mood, memory, hope, the smallest details of our day. The loom is patient, the shuttle is slow, the weaver is wise. By morning, a small new patch of inner cloth has been added, soft and warm, joining all the patches of every previous night. Across a lifetime, you become a great quilt of these soft patches, woven by countless dreams. Tonight is just one small, beautiful patch. The loom is humming gently, the thread slips softly through, and you, sleeping deeply, are quietly being made more whole, more gathered, more lovely. Some dreams arrive carrying an old face you had nearly forgotten. a friend from childhood, a neighbor from many years ago, a small relative whose voice you have not heard in a long, kind time. Researchers have suggested that the dreaming mind sometimes lifts old faces from the deep folder of memory, polishing them softly, bringing them gently back into the inner light. Tonight, perhaps such a face will visit you. They will not need to speak. They will not need to explain. They will simply smile in that familiar way, sit with you for a moment in the dim, sweet country of dreams, and then drift on. By morning, you may not remember them clearly, but their warmth will linger inside you, like the soft glow of a candle that has just been gently put out, leaving the room scented with kindness. There is a slow truth in nature, that every creature dreams in its own quiet way. The whale, drifting in the wide deep, lets one half of its mind sleep at a time, while the other softly watches. The flying bird, on long migration, naps in tiny, gentle moments mid-air. The cat, curled in a sunbeam, dives into slow dreams 100 times a day. Even tiny creatures, no larger than your fingertip, seem to fall into small flickers of rest. Tonight, all over the world, a vast quiet choir of sleepers is singing a wordless lullaby together. You are part of that choir. Your soft breath is part of its hush. Your stillness is part of its great song. The whole earth is gently humming itself to sleep. Each living being a small note in a long, beautiful, ancient lullaby that has never, ever ended. There is a kind, drifting state called daydreaming, the gentle cousin of nighttime dreams. Even by day, the mind sometimes slips inward, creating small, soft scenes between tasks. Researchers have shown that this gentle wandering helps the brain rest, plan, and create. The daydream and the night dream are part of one slow family, both quiet, both kind, both helpful. Tonight, your night dreams are taking the same path your soft daydreams already know well. They are walking through inner meadows, climbing slow inner hills, sitting beneath inner trees. You have been preparing for these dreams in every small daydream you have ever had. You are well practiced. You are well loved. The path is well worn beneath your inner feet, so you may walk it now without effort, simply letting one quiet step follow the next, until the very softest, deepest dream finds you. Old monks in distant valleys believed that dreams could be cared for like small inner gardens. They taught that one's last thought before sleep often colored the early dreams of the night. So they ended their evenings with soft thoughts of kindness, gratitude, and quiet beauty, hoping to plant gentle seeds in the dreaming soil. Tonight, you may borrow a little of that old wisdom. As you drift, let your last small thought be a gentle one, perhaps a warm memory, perhaps the soft face of someone you love, perhaps simply the feeling that you are safe and held by something larger than the day. Whatever soft seed you place, the night will tend to it. By morning, an inner flower may have quietly bloomed within you, made entirely of the kindness you sent down into the soil of your own sleeping self. There is a warm phrase in some old gentle texts: "The night is wiser than the day." Many cultures believed the slow hours of darkness held a softer kind of knowing. They observed that decisions made under starlight, after rest, often turned out kinder than those made in haste. Even today, the wisdom remains. Sleep softens us. Sleep clarifies us. Sleep reminds us of what truly matters. Tonight, you are stepping into that older, kinder wisdom. The night is not wasting your time. It is, instead, polishing your inner mirror. Tomorrow, when you wake, you may see things more gently. Small things may matter more. Loud things may matter less. The world may seem just a little more beautiful, just a little more bearable, just a little more kind, all because the slow hands of the night have been moving lovingly upon you while you rested. Some sleepers on certain nights have a sleeping smile. The corners of their mouth lift softly, as if a quiet joy has touched them somewhere inside. Researchers have noticed this gentle phenomenon and wondered at it. Perhaps the dream is a sweet one. Perhaps the soul has met an old friend in its inner travels. Perhaps the body itself is simply expressing, in tiny ways, that it is well held. Tonight, perhaps you too will have a small, soft, sleeping smile. You will not know it. The pillow will not tell. But somewhere within you, a soft happiness will have brushed your face, like a moonbeam touching a still pond, and that quiet smile will tell the whole night that all is well, that you are safe, that you are warm, that you are gently lit from within by the same soft glow that lights the stars. There is a soft fact about the sleeping brain. It uses its quiet hours to clear away tiny debris, the way a slow, careful tide cleans a long beach. Small fluids gently move through the brain's narrow channels, sweeping the tiny, unneeded particles from the day. By morning, the inner shore is smooth again, ready for new footprints. Tonight, that gentle tide is rising within you. Imagine a long, soft beach inside your head, lit by a tender inner moon. The waters move slowly inward, smoothing the sand. They reach every quiet corner. They take with them only what is no longer needed, leaving behind clean, pale grains, perfect for tomorrow's first thoughts. You do not need to picture this in detail. You only need to know it is happening, that the night is kindly tending you, even in the smallest, deepest, softest places. There is a charming phrase in dream research, the dreaming self. It refers to the soft inner version of you who walks the night country. This dreaming self is more imaginative, more emotional, more curious than the daytime you. It speaks rarely in words but often in feelings. It is friend, traveler, and quiet artist all at once. Tonight, your dreaming self is already lacing its soft imaginary boots, picking up its small inner lantern, and stepping out into the kind night country. You do not need to follow it consciously. You may simply trust it. It knows the paths, it knows the slow hills, it knows where the warm rivers run and where the gentle bridges cross. By morning, it will return to you, slip its lantern back into the pocket of your heart, and quietly fall back into rest, having done its tender work. The soft tradition of bedtime stories has lasted across centuries because the mind, before sleep, loves to be carried. It loves to drift along the slow rhythm of a kind voice, letting images form gently behind the eyelids. Even now, your mind is being carried by these soft words, by their slow rhythm, by the warm voice of the night itself. Tonight, you do not need to follow any particular story. Each small fact, each gentle image, is a small bedtime tale. Each one holds your hand softly. Each one walks you a little farther into sleep. You are tucked in. You are listened to. You are loved by the very fabric of the night. The bedtime story has no end tonight. It only fades softly into deeper and deeper rest, until even the softest words give way to slow, beautiful silence. Some scientists believe the dreaming mind helps us imagine new possibilities. In dreams, things combine that would never combine in waking life. Old people with young voices, distant places joined by short staircases, languages that mix and yet still carry meaning. This soft mixing keeps the inner imagination supple, like a well-oiled hinge. Without it, our hearts might grow stiff. Without it, tomorrow could only ever look exactly like yesterday. Tonight, the soft hinge of your imagination is being kindly oiled. Whatever strange, beautiful combinations your dreams bring, they are not mistakes. They are tender exercises of your inner flexibility. And tomorrow, although you may not know it, you may find yourself just a little more open, a little more willing, a little more able to see new possibilities in small, ordinary places. All because the dream tonight has gently widened the soft inner door. There is a beautiful old word for a dream that lingers in the heart long after it has ended: afterglow. It is the same word used for the warm light that remains in the sky after the sun has set. Both, in their soft way, are dreams' echoes. Both are signs that something kind has been here. You may have had such afterglow before, on certain mornings, a tenderness you could not name, a quiet joy from no obvious source. That was a dream's afterglow, lingering in you. Tonight may carry such an afterglow into tomorrow. You will not need to chase it. You will not need to name it. You may simply notice, in the morning, that something within you feels softly lit, and you will know, even without remembering, that the dream has done its quiet work, leaving you that small, beloved glow. Some researchers describe the brain's deep stages of sleep as the body's housekeeping hours. During these slow, quiet times, the body restores itself in countless soft ways. Cells gently mend, tissues quietly knit, tiredness softly drains away, like rain into a thirsty field. Imagine a warm, dim cottage inside you. Small, kind hands move slowly through its rooms, dusting the corners, smoothing the cushions, replacing old candles with new ones. They make no sound. They ask nothing of you. They only wish to leave the cottage clean and warm by the time you wake. Tonight, those gentle hands are already at work. You are a small, beloved cottage being lovingly tended. By morning, every little corner of you will be a touch fresher, a touch softer, a touch more ready to welcome whatever quiet sunlight tomorrow gently spills upon you. Long ago, in slow seasons of harvest, people said that a good night's dream could ripen the soul, the way warm sunlight ripens fruit. The dream itself was thought to be a form of inner sweetening, slowly turning hard things soft, sour things gentle, green things wise. Even now, after a long, deep sleep, we sometimes feel softer in ways we cannot explain. Tonight, you are quietly ripening. The slow inner light of dream is warming you from within, turning sharper feelings smooth, lifting the green edges of your day toward gentle gold. By morning, something of you will have ripened. A patience, a tenderness, a small, warm understanding. You will not need to point to it. It will simply be there, gently alive in you, the way a peach in autumn is sweet without ever needing to explain why. There is a beautiful idea that dreams are part of how we love. By night, the dreaming mind sometimes brings us softly into the company of those we cherish, those near, those far, those long gone. We share quiet moments with them, walks on inner paths, soft conversations beside imagined windows. Even after waking, the warmth of these soft visits stays. Some old thinkers believe that love itself sometimes meets us most tenderly in dreams. Tonight, you may meet someone you love within your night country. Sit with them quietly. Walk with them slowly. Speak the small, kind sentences that don't need translation. Your dreaming heart will thank you, and theirs, somewhere, may feel the gentle echo. Love does not stop because the eyes are closed. In fact, sometimes, in the soft hush of dreams, it grows even larger, even kinder, even more wonderfully whole. Some softly studied phenomena suggest that the brain may continue to learn during sleep, gently rehearsing things it was working on by day. A musician's fingers find new patterns. A learner's memory takes deeper shape. A worried mind finds, somewhere in the dark, a kinder way of seeing. None of this requires effort. None of this requires intention. The night does it on its own, the way a slow tide reshapes a shoreline without ever once being asked. Tonight, while you sleep, your inner shoreline is being shaped softly. You may wake tomorrow with something a little easier than it was today. A small word remembered, a small skill steadier, a small worry less heavy. You will not know exactly when this happened. You only need to know that the patient sea of sleep has been at work upon you, kindly, all the long, slow night. There is a soft, slow truth from the old keepers of sleep. Every night you fall asleep, you are practicing letting go. Each evening, you set down the day, your plans, your roles, even your name, and slip quietly into something simpler. This nightly letting go is one of the gentlest practices a human can do. It teaches the heart again and again that release is safe, that stillness is welcome, that softness is enough. Tonight you are practicing this once more. Each slow breath is letting go. Each lengthening pause is letting go. Each warm sinking into the bed is letting go. There is no failure in this practice. There is only deeper and deeper kindness toward yourself. And in the quiet you are creating, the dream will arrive on its own, bringing its gifts, asking nothing, offering only the soft, beautiful comfort of being held. So now we arrive gently at the 100th small fact, like a slow walker reaching the final stone of a long, winding path. All along the way, there have been small gifts, a glimpse of an inner garden, a hush from an inner library, a breath of an inner sea, and here, at the path's soft end, the night does what it has been quietly preparing all this time. It opens its great kind arms and gathers you in. Sleep is here now, full and warm, like a long-awaited home. Whatever dreams come tonight will come perfectly. Whatever rest your body needs will be kindly given. Whatever you brought with you to this evening has been softened, blessed, and carried away. There is nothing more to do. There is nothing more to think. There is only the slow, beautiful, infinite kindness of letting yourself fall gently into the deep. And so the long, slow path of facts has come to its quiet end, like a small lantern being gently set down on a soft windowsill. Each fact has been a little stepping stone across the wide, dark river of night, and your sleeping heart has crossed nearly all of them now. Whatever you remember of them tomorrow does not matter at all. The night has already done its work. The night has already received you. Picture, if you wish, a final soft scene. A wide, warm room inside you, lit by a single low lamp. The walls are lined with books made of moonlight. The floor is covered with a slow rug woven of every kind moment you have ever known. In the center stands a small bed, draped in pale silk, prepared just for the dreaming part of you. The pillow is soft. The blanket is light as breath. Above the bed hangs a small window, and outside that window is a slow, infinite sky filled with quiet stars. Each star above that window is a kind thought the night has whispered to you tonight. Some of them you noticed. Most of them you did not. But all of them are shining. All of them are watching over you. All of them are part of the same soft sky that has watched over every sleeper who has ever lived. The dreams that come now, in this final stretch, will be the deepest of all. They will move slowly. They will breathe softly. They will hold you in their wide, kind palms, the way a quiet hand holds a small bird. They will not ask anything of you. They will give and give and give until your inner self is brimming with rest. You have been carried all this time by something deeply gentle, by the slow rhythm of words, by the long breath of the night, by the kind, ancient practice of falling asleep that humans have known since the very first soft fire was lit beneath the very first quiet stars. You belong to that long, beautiful tradition. You are part of its slow, glowing chain. And tonight, you have rested as kindly as any sleeper before you. Now, slowly, slowly, the time has come to let go even of the words themselves. This soft voice, which has walked beside you for so many gentle hours, will fade in just a little while, like a friend quietly leaving the room of a sleeping child. Careful not to disturb the rest they have helped to build. You have done so well tonight. You have lain still. You have breathed slowly. You have let the night carry you. You have allowed yourself, perhaps in ways the busy day rarely allows, to simply be held. That, more than anything, is what sleep asks of us. And tonight, you have given it freely. Soon, soft music at 432 Hz will begin to play, like a slow river continuing where the words leave off. It will hum gently beneath your dreams for the rest of the night. A quiet companion, a soft tide, a long lullaby. You will not need to listen to it. You will not need to follow it. It will simply be there, the way moonlight is there, the way starlight is there, the way the kindness of the night is always, quietly, everywhere. If you woke at some point during the journey, no harm is done. Sleep is patient. Sleep does not mind beginning again. You may simply let your eyes close once more. Let your breath grow slow. and let the music carry you back into its warm, gentle current. If you found peace here tonight, you may, when morning comes, leave a quiet like or a soft word below the video. Such small kindnesses help these slow lullabies find their way to other tired hearts searching for rest. But there is no need to do anything at all. You came here to sleep, and sleep is the only gift that matters now. Tomorrow, when you wake, take a slow breath before rising. Notice the soft light. Notice the small sounds of the morning. Notice the gentle person you are, freshly returned from the deep country of dreams. The world will still be there, asking its small things. But you will meet it a little softer, a little kinder, a little more rested. Until then, sleep on, dear one. Sleep deeply. Sleep peacefully. Sleep wrapped in the soft quiet of the long, beautiful night. Good night and sleep deeply.